Hi guys, this is my assignment 3 portion talking about Google Calendar, and I'm comparing it to Outlook Calendar because that's what my district and my school uses to communicate versus Google. So some pros and cons of both. We'll start with Outlook. Um, like I said, my district uses it, so that's kind of what I've been used to. It's what I like so far until I was introduced to Google. It's easy to set up meetings. That's how I set up meetings with the counselor or the speech pathologist or the um, principal. They're able to send me a request for a meeting through email, so that's kind of nice. You get it as an email notification, and you can choose how you want to respond. Once you accept it, Outlook does give you reminders that are sent to your computer. You can adjust it to how often you want to be reminded and how frequent you want to be reminded, whether it's a week before or a few minutes before. I think the automatic is about 15 minutes before. It's also nice because there's an app on our MacBooks and iPads. I like the fact that I can access it onto my iPad because I don't always have my laptop with me when I'm around the room or traveling classrooms, things like that. The cons of Outlook: our students don't have an account to use, so I'm not able to collaborate with them this way. It would be nice to be able to set up meetings with them this way, or like writing conferences, things like that. And also, sometimes it signs me out without a warning. It'll just close, and I don't realize that it's closed, so I don't get those reminders. So in comparison with Google, I didn't really know much about Google Calendar, honestly, until I did this assignment and explored it a little bit. And I really didn't use it at all until I started this master's program. But the pros of it: it connects with those other G Suite apps like Drive, Gmail, Classroom. So I can share due dates with students. I really like that. I think that's a great way for them to help stay organized, and they can then on their iPads and through the app decide whether they want those reminders or not. It is accessible on the iPad, which is nice for our students because they have one-to-one iPads. And in terms of this course, it's really easy to connect those course schedules from the Google Sites. They just link right up, which is nice after doing the Sites part of this module, where I created one for one of my courses, one of my own personal courses at school. So that's nice. I'm able to link a calendar to that, and students can automatically see due dates, things like that, especially for our Genius Hour. We have long-term projects, so then they can balance out the due dates and really see like the little portions of it that are due at a time rather than just when the final due date is. So the main con I have with Google Calendar is that my district and school don't really use it. So as of right now in communication, I can't get rid of Outlook. So I'm kind of forced into Outlook being my main calendar, school-wide at least. So let's start with Outlook. So this is what my calendar on Outlook looks like. You can see this is an observation I had with my principal. That was easy to set up. Like I said, it just comes in through an email. You either accept or decline. And a neat feature is when you accept or decline, you can do it with comments. So if you have to decline something sent by your principal, you don't have to just decline it. You can decline and say why you can't, which is nice. You can see that this is also how we communicate, like tornado drills, lockdown drills, things like that. So it's kind of nice to be able to get that 15-minute reminder when something like that's going to happen, just so you can prepare a little bit. Also, when report cards go live, all those sorts of things. Our principal usually sends out a lot of these things at the beginning of the year, so they're already on there and we don't have to go through and get reminders or things sent constantly. So let's go back to Google Calendar. This is how I organize my schoolwork in this master's program. So as you can see, for the 2 classes that I was enrolled in, all those due dates are listed on here. And it's really nice for me to just be able to look and see, okay, I have 4 assignments due on this day, 2 on this day. It kind of visually helps me spread them out a little more. It's also nice because, like I said, you are able to just click on that link from the course site and it automatically links them into your calendar. You don't have to manually put anything like that in. So that is super nice. So to create something on calendar, you go over here, you have your little create button, maybe. Okay, and then it pops up like this. So you can add your event. Let's say we're having Genius Hour presentations. I can choose what day. Let's just do February 19th. I can just set it as a reminder. So I can set it as a reminder. Let's say I would do it at 9 a.m. to remind me maybe that we're doing it at 10. So then this is on there. It'll remind me Tuesday at 9. Then also another thing that I like about Google Calendar is you can mark it as done. So then it kind of pops over here. And I did that a lot the first semester with my classes. It was just kind of my visual of saying, okay, I did that assignment, it's done. And it crosses it out. It's just really nice. Overall, I have more experience with Outlook, but I really am leaning more towards Google now that I see all the neat features it has and just the user friendliness of it to be able to link with Drive and Sites and all those things. So I definitely think I'll be using it more in the future.